Dating the lover's partner? My fiancé had an affair with a woman who was also engaged at the time. He broke up with me when he found out her fiancé had dumped her and kicked me out of our apartment so she could move in. We have a dog together who still lives with him, so I haven't gone completely NC, but he's been rubbing his new relationship in my face constantly by telling me how the lover is his soulmate and he's oh so happy. The ironic thing is that his lover has been begging her ex to take her back since he broke up with her. She's even gone to his parents' house trying to beg them to help convince him to give her a second chance. I've been talking to the lover's partner a lot since I found out. He was the one who exposed the affair. He's been my rock during this and we've become close friends. He recently commented on a post of mine on Facebook and my ex immediately started blowing up my phone asking me if we were dating. He's since been claiming he made a mistake and he wants us back. He's called me crying a few times saying he'll do anything for me to give him a second chance. My ex seems to have mentioned his suspicions to his lover and she's since sent me a few threatening texts to stay away from her husband. Comments. 1. Do it if you truly want to and not just out of spite. You don't want to force anything, you'll feel real silly. But yes, I have sort of been in that situation before, so here's my story time. I had a situation like this during high school that I still look back and laugh at sometimes, at 30 years old. This happened right before prom during my senior year, and I was dating my GF at the time for 6 months and all of a sudden she goes cold on me and dumps me, no real reason, only mentioned that she felt no spark anymore. But right before the breakup, this other couple in our big social group split up like a week or two before we did, and I noticed my GF at the time being a little more social with him than usual, right after their breakup, but didn't think anything of it. The other guy wasn't really a friend, just an acquaintance, but I still got mad when I saw them hanging out a lot more often, and so did his ex-girlfriend. In fact, she was more stoned than I was. Fast forward a week later to a party at one of my best friend's house, that we all end up at. My ex and the other guy's ex end up getting into a fight, and me and a couple of my buddies break up the fight immediately because we did not want our friend's house getting wrecked and having the authority called while his parents were away. So when I went to calm the other ex down, we end up going on a walk to a nearby park and we had a long conversation. So basically I found out from her that her ex was cheating on her for a couple weeks before their split with my ex, which of course means I was cheated on too. Since I had been blocked on social media by both my ex and the guy, I didn't know that they decided to go to the upcoming prom together, which was the last straw for the other girl to go off on my ex. We got to know more about each other during that hour-long conversation and built some sort of connection and bond. We went back to the party after my friend was blowing up my phone wondering where we went. We got back to the party after I was told that our exes had left, so we continued with our night at the party and had a good time. We kept texting each other, we confided in one another, started hanging out, mostly out of school, and helped each other move on. Didn't take long for us to kiss after a couple hangouts and we actually ended up going to the prom together, lol. Our two exes were angry with us, they accused us of trying to make them jealous, which was not the case. By the time prom came around, month later, I was pretty much over my ex and just enjoyed the new girl's company. Every time my ex saw us at the prom, with or without the other guy, she would either leave out of sight or just make sure she's not facing us. We never got serious though, we had our fun, had a nice physical connection, and went our separate ways after graduation. She went off to college 6 hours away, but still kept in touch. The following year in college, my ex was nothing but a memory that fast. Anyways, I don't sense that you want to date the lover's partner for the wrong reasons. Though I wasn't married, I do understand that feeling in confiding in someone else and building a connection through a mutual feeling of pain. If the attraction is there and the bond is there, just go for it. You guys don't have to get serious. Reyes, no me he dado cuenta de lo mucho que he divagado, no quiero secuestra tu post lol. 2. Even if you don't, it would be hilarious to make them think you are. Maybe even exchange info on certain characteristics that you would only normally know from intimacy. Mole or scar. You can drive them nuts. LOL 3. 4. This happens a lot. The two of you have bonded over a shared trauma and probably have a similar value set when it comes to relationships. The other plus is that it really punishes your exes for their stupid games. They do need some consequences, after all. 5. Do it. Even if it doesn't last, you have a shared experience, a connection, and the ability to understand what the other is going through. It's a way to heal and a glorious way to turn those two cheaters into a sad dot in your rearview mirror. 6. He knows she isn't loyal and wants out. He was enjoying the ride and thought you would wait for him. Now he realizes he's at risk to lose both of you. If you ignore the circumstances, do you have anything in common? Enjoy each other's company and conversations? There's no harm in trying if you feel like there's something there, just make sure it's sincere. 7. This is my story of dating the lover's partner. We became friends during both our divorces. I called her when I discovered the affair between my ex and her husband and after my ex was served. I offered everything I had. Texts, pics, phone logs, etc. She accepted and used it to wipe out her husband in the divorce. We spoke regularly just as support for each other. Occasionally we met for lunch or drinks. Nothing physical at all until both divorces were final. Truthfully, I didn't even think of her in that way. She surprised me by asking if I thought she was attractive. Things progressed from there. We became FWB by mutual agreement. She moved to another state several months after the divorce to be closer to her family. We still talk and text regularly. I consider her a good friend. My current girlfriend, who I met long after she moved, knows the whole story. She has no issue because it happened long before we met. IMO, go for it. You could make a good friend of maybe something more. Hope this helps. 8. If you have a bad feeling about dating someone, no matter who, then it is a bad idea. But if you like him, then go for a date. Don't do it to get some revenge on your ex, but only for yourself. In the end, it is just a date, nothing more, nothing less. If you think that you two can have a good time together, then go for it.